Isang pioneer at legend ng Latin Soul ang sikat sa mga Pinoy. Sa pangalan pa lang ay makikilala na siya bilang isang Pinoy, Joe Bataan. Mula po noong 1960 ay nasa larangan na ng musika si Joe hanggang sa panahon na may mga bagong musical genre na ipatuloy pa rin ang pagsikat niya hindi lang sa Pilipinas at Amerika, kundi sa buong mundo. Mr. Joe Bataan, welcome to Pusong Pinoy sa Amerika.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Well, let me ask you about your most famous song, The Ordinary Guy, way back in the 60s.
Yeah, Afro-Filipino. Yeah.
You proudly describe yourself as Afro-Filipino. Can you tell us, our viewers, about your Filipino heritage and how your parents met?
Well, my father's from Manila. He took his family's birth certificate at a young age. He was 16 and he joined the Navy. And of course, at that time, there were some gifts that the U.S. was giving to Filipinos. That if they came here, they could become citizens and go to school. So he took advantage and he came here. He migrated to New York from San Diego, and that's where he met my mother. My mother is Afro-American, and she's from Newport News, Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you grew up in the Spanish Harlem, in New York City, yeah. Were there like challenges being a Filipino during those days?
Oh yes. You got to understand that me looking in the mirror,
yes,
I couldn't identify myself. You know, I guess the one story goes back like the Filipinos, almost like a proverb. I said, Dad, I said, how come my hair is not like yours? He said, you want your hair like mine? I said, yes. So he got some coconut oil, and he cooked the coconut oil, and then he put it on my head. And the smell stayed there for a month. And then my hair was so thick, he said, well, you got hair like mine now. I said, yeah, but it don't move.
It's like a pomade.
Yeah, it's a pomade.
Okay. So then who taught you music? Or
Well,
was it innate?
Yeah, it was probably in my father's blood because he played the ukulele.
Yes.
You know, and he'd always sing his favorite song, I Believe, you know, standard Filipino classic. And, you know, I started to listen to the radio, and I imitated most of the singers that came on the air. And eventually I developed my own style because I was not black enough, I was not white enough, so I was in the middle. So I had to develop my own sound, my pronunciation, and my diction. And then finally, when I did achieve some fame, I recorded the album. I said, no, this is time for me to say, who the heck am I? So I said, I'm an Afro-Filipino. So I wrote it on the album. I said, well, maybe they'll find out that this is me. So it took a long time for Filipinos to discover me because they probably said, oh, who's this guy? You know, it's a fake, you know. But again, eventually somebody called me in San Pedro at FPAC. And I played there for the festival, and then I met a lot of Filipinos that were just like me, that had mixed blood, you know. And then I started to feel a little more involved, you know, with Filipinos. And then I started to read about the history, and then I was amazed that all the things that I didn't know.
Yes.
And then my dream, and my father's dream, was to come back to the old country, but he never got the chance. But in my last trip last year,
tell us
that
about
was the theme song. It said, Joe Bataan returns to the birthplace of his father. Wow. So if my father knew that I went back to the Philly, he would cry because he says, look at my boy. He went back where I couldn't go back.
So, Joe, you are here in Oakland right now, and you are going to perform at the San Francisco Filipino-American Jazz Festival, right?
Right.
So my question is, when did you actually feel that you are being recognized by the Filipino community as part of us?
Well, yeah, well, you know, first when they called me to come to the Philippines, that was just the big event of my life, you know. But then to play here in Yoshi's, which is a premier venue, you know. And the problem is, and people won't say this, you know, but me, I've been a radical all my life, is that it's very difficult to get different nationalities to sit together, you see. And what I did the last time I played in Yoshi's in San Francisco, we turned the house out because there was every ethnic group in that audience watching Joe Bataan that night.
Yes.
And there was a love and a feeling, and that's what I wanted to project. And that's the same thing that I want to project here in Oakland. You know, and say Filipino is one thing, but you know, there's an Asian community. There's the raza, you know, and then there's the black community. We're all in this together. It's a point of love and getting along.
Joe, it's been a pleasure and honor to have you here at Pusong Pinoy sa Amerika. Maraming salamat.
Oh, thank you so much. God bless you.